Hello, Libra. Welcome to I Am the Monad Tarot. Thank you so much for choosing me and trusting me with your reading, Libra. I'd like to say thank you to all those thank you for all your likes, shares, and subscribes, comments, feedback. Libra, I certainly hope and pray that all is well. This will be your reading from The Rider Waits. Get you some good shuffles in. And we will begin your reading for Libra. Give you a nice three-way split, Libra. One shuffle. And we will begin. All right, Libra, let's get into it. Looks like love is here, Libra, with a King of Cups, upright, smart, intelligent man. Okay. Now, I had a person ask me under my Aries reading if I read for women only. Kind of a silly question. The Aries reading that I did last about love coming in. Take it as it resonates. All right. If you're a woman and this resonates with you, fine. If you're a man, you can reverse the roles. Let's use some intelligence, all right? Needless to say, that person has been hidden from the channel, okay? All right, let's continue. But there is love here, all right? With the King of Cups upright, a very smart, intelligent man, okay? Her well-versed, well-aged. So I'm under the impression that this is a smart person, okay? Well-versed, well-read. Okay, I think I did say smart, intelligent, but has these emotions in check, emotional maturity, okay? A mature person. Maybe you are in a relationship with this person now, or you will be coming into a relationship with this person. Okay. I'm here not quite yet, okay? So I feel like you're not in a relationship with this person at this particular time, but you will be, all right? I feel like in love for you, Libra, you may have dealt with things not being reciprocal. Okay. And, it's time for you to have some reciprocity in your life. Okay. And I feel like you will. Okay. I heard a power couple. Okay. So whoever you are, whatever it is that you do, okay, that you all do together, you will be a power couple. It will be equal give and take, I feel. Okay, not someone lording over the other, pouncing over the other, dominating the other, controlling the other. Okay, so I do feel like maybe you're not very happy with how things have been for you in the area of love, okay, and relationships. But I feel like with this person, Libra, they're about to get better. Right, much better, I'm hearing. Okay, so you can, if you're worried about it, worried that you'll never have anybody, okay, or worried that you're not going to have a positive relationship, or that it's not going to be, I'm hearing like an equal value, again, a reciprocal, okay, from what I'm seeing here, it will be, right? Libra, I want to say, like, as far as this area is concerned, maybe other areas of your life too, but definitely this area, it's like, stop beating yourself up, okay? It's the energy of here of a lot of pessimism, okay? I'm hearing like dark thoughts, like it's never going to happen for me, okay? That type of thing, all right? Stop thinking that way, okay? Stop thinking that you're not going. It's like in it's like in love, and in love, you feel like you're going to be single forever, and the right person is never going to come, and you're not going to meet the right man, and maybe based off of the type of men that you have met. And again, take it as it resonates. Okay. You haven't met the right men, okay, in your life. They haven't been a boss. They, maybe, well, not all men are, that anyway. Maybe that's what you want, but maybe you've had men that was just so far not be from the whole idea of being a boss. Maybe they just were a manipulator. Maybe you had men in your life who were manipulators. But I also feel like you may have had men in your life who were I won't say bums, but just not up to par. I just feel like not taking care of themselves, not taking care of their life, not taking care of who they are. All right. But again, I feel like for yourself, don't focus on the negative. And it ain't gonna never, never, not for me, woe was me, feeling sorry for yourself type of energy. Okay. Surely. I can't say a person won't come in, but why do that to yourself? I'm here like, why hammer yourself down? Like, why beat yourself up with that kind of energy, that kind of negative energy? Okay. If you're an abundant person, okay, be abundant in, I feel like, how can I say, in completeness with who you are, with what you have, with where you are now. Okay. Single or not. Okay, you're not going, from what I'm seeing, I can't say for every Libra who will watch this video, okay, obviously, all right, but for whoever you are, whoever this may resonate with, okay, there is going to be abundance in your life in terms of a relationship and maybe other areas of your life too, but it just doesn't pay, to walk around, I'm here like in a shell and with that type of spirit, with that type of attitude, just constantly berating yourself. Or even if it's not kind of berating yourself, but also just so pessimistic. It ain't gonna never happen for me and woe is me, And it's not so much, I'm not saying that so much in regards to, how other people see you, but you want to feel good about yourself as you walk through this life. As we live this life, you want to have good, positive energy about yourself. I mean, those things come, especially in this society. We're beat up all the time. Okay, by outside energies. Okay, whether that be someone talking directly to us or media talking indirectly to us that we ain't this and we ain't that and we ain't good enough and we ain't perfect and we ain't. Well, yeah, okay, enough. Okay, and then to do it to yourself, no, don't do that to yourself. Okay, I mean, like, lift yourself up. I mean, like, lift your head. Or just like that, like, lift your head. You understand what I'm saying? Lift your head. Okay, lift your spirit, lift your mind. Okay, radiate. I'm hearing like beautiful energy, abundance. So, like I said, I think earlier, this energy, this person, King of Cups upright, may not be coming in anytime soon. But I think it's like, now is the time for you to work on that, okay, on lifting yourself up. I'm hearing pride, take pride in who you are in yourself. Love on you, all aspects of you. You're not worthy because you're single. And I know that's maybe the thing for some people. I feel like it's living in the dark ages to think that you only have worth when you're coupled up with somebody. Really? No, that's like not true. You understand what I'm saying? So find the value in yourself now, okay, in your singleness, in your singlehood, okay. And then you might feel too like, now I understand this truly. And I couldn't tell you at this point how to manage it, but you may not really trust people at this time either, okay, because of past experiences in this area of your life, in love, okay. Like I'm here like they're not worthy, or someone comes to offer you some love, you may feel like, okay, what is it about this person? What are they hiding from me? Okay, or what are they keeping secret? I know they got somebody back there in the background, and okay, or they're lying to me about their finances. They're lying to me about who they are and what they have. They don't have nothing. I know it's gonna come out eventually. It's a lot of pessimism here, okay, in regards of with relationships, okay, like work on that. Okay, stop doing that to yourself. I'm here like, stop clowning yourself. Okay, your energy is bigger and broader and brighter than that. You need to allow it to be. Okay, don't worry about, well, I don't want to be disappointed again. Hey, I just feel like in life we're gonna be faced with many disappointments. Okay, but I feel like if you're grounded in yourself and in love with yourself, okay, maybe those disappointments won't hit as hard. All right, and I'm not saying that you're going to be disappointed here, and with this I see that it's coming through for you, but I'm saying don't live in the air and space, a place of just waiting for somebody to backstab you, to clown you, to hurt you, to lie about you, like they say they ain't got a wife but they really got a wife, and say they don't have children, but they really do, or say they have a husband they really don't, and they really do, or claim they have something going on financially and got something big and great and grand, and here they are lying to you about it, and you find out later on after you done gave them some money that they asked could they borrow, and they and they never gave it back to you. You find out that they don't have a job, or I don't know, things like that. Don't be putting these stories in your head. If that happened to you in the past, let the past be the past. It's dead. Let the dead bury the dead. That shit is done and over with. Okay, but also I would say, like, getting grounded in yourself and in that place of self-love and seeing how abundant you are as you are, it kind of helps you to see those red flags quickly, okay, and not be so prone to see them and be in a space of denial. Okay, well, they did say that, but maybe I misunderstood. I love myself too much. I'm not going there. So before I even can get into a place of disappointment, let me okay, nice talking to you, and moving on, okay, without any expectations. All right. I feel like if you don't take the time, really, whatever, however, I don't do time frames. I just heard it's not going to be no time soon, okay? But I just feel like if you don't take the time to really work on yourself and ground in yourself, become the person that you want to be, if you want someone who is doing well financially, I'm not saying that you're not, but work on that, build that for yourself. Okay, excuse me. Come to an understanding, a place of clear understanding, again, of your worth, but what it is that you want in regards of marriage. Sometimes you just get married. Ain't nobody had no what my when I was in high school. I went to Catholic school, all girl Catholic school, and my senior year we took government, and this was a topic of discussion, that came up. And one thing the nun told us, and she was so old. Oh my God. I don't know how old Sister Naomi was back then. She looked like she was right, like in her 80s back then. And it seemed like, I don't know, 20 years later, she was still somewhere around there going strong. But anyway, one thing that she told us was, you have, like when the Bible says to be not unequally yoked, but the way she put it was have a meeting of the minds. No, it is a lot of people they just doing stuff nowadays. Willy nilly, no particular plan, no particular outlook, just doing shit, just getting married, and it's just like, well, what is this? What is it? Okay, again, ground yourself. Know exactly what it is that you want in a mate, a spouse. Know exactly what it is that you want in terms in a marriage, even not just a spouse, with a marriage. How do you look at marriage? Are you traditional, or are you more open? Okay. Do you expect your spouse, if you're a woman and you're going to marry a man, okay, or whatever, do you expect him to be the head of the household? Do you believe in that? Do you expect him to pay for everything, and you be an at-home wife and or mother, or maybe at-home husband, okay, and or father? Do you want children? Okay, how old are you? Can you have children? Do you want him to have children? What ages are you? You understand what I'm saying? You know, do you want him to be a blue collar worker or a white collar worker? I mean, are you in the church? Okay, or do you have a particular religious path that you walk that you want him to walk as well? Or, or a spiritual path? Or are you an atheist? Okay, does that play a role in how you view marriage and relationship? Okay, I'm hearing something about spousal support. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if he does take care of the home financially, do you want to still work and this all the money I make is just mine? If you want a man with money and prosperity, are you willing to sign? What's that? What is that document that they have people sign? I can't think of it right now. Basically saying that when you leave a marriage, if you leave the marriage, if you all separate and divorce, you're not going to get anything but what you came with. I think it's something like that. It says something along the line. I never had that, okay, in my life, okay? So, I mean, so many factors. You understand what I'm saying? Is it 50-50? If you're a woman, do you do all the cooking and the cleaning and the washing of the clothes? Okay. Or do you expect it to be 50-50? Do you expect date night? Do you expect gifts? What are your love languages? Okay. Do you like, I don't know. I've never read that book. I've just always heard about it. Okay. Some people like touch. Some people like gifts. Some people just like verbal, expression. What's yours? Okay. What your spouse that you want, what do you want that person's love language to be? If their love language is different from what you want it to be, can you deal with it? What things are you willing to deal with, and what things are you not willing to deal with? Okay. So many things. What's your diet like? Do you exercise? Do you want your spouse to, have the same kind of diet and work out like you? Would you be upset if they gained weight or if they lost weight? You understand? Do you want them to have a beard? Do you want them to be able to say to you how they want you to look, how they want you to dress, how they want you to wear your hair, and so on and so forth? And you may say, all of that's ridiculous, but these are things that I'm sure people talk about in marriage. Okay. Sexual things, activities and so on and so forth is another factor. Okay. So I feel like this gives you this time before this person comes in, gives you whenever it is, but you're being told that someone is coming. But you need to be ready and not in a place of pessimism and walking around with your head hanging down and your shoulders hunched over like, woe is me, like you're somebody's fucking charity case, because you're not. You understand what I'm saying? Like you're waiting for someone to rescue you. And when they have rescued you, then what does that say to you about you when they like, okay, I'm ready, I'm done now? Or when you maybe come up in your spirit and say, I don't need nobody to rescue me. And the person said, well, I rescued you in the first place about of whatever. I'm not putting you down. If that's how you want to look at it, fine. If that you want to be rescued, fine. Just know exactly, have it here in the forefront of your mind. Okay, who and what you are and what you want. Okay, is the foundation of friendship important to you? Okay, what about this person's family? What about their friends? What about your family? What about your friends? It's so much, I'm sure. Okay, to look into. Okay, and to know within your being exactly what it is that you want. People always say, write it down, and be specific. Okay, yeah, sure. Write it down. Be specific what you want in a mate. Now you make sure that you have written down and are specific about who you are as one. You understand what I'm saying? Does what you written down, does that coincide with what you want or with who you are? Okay, a lot of factors here. And I feel like this will give you some time here, okay, so that you can have something that is worthwhile and something here that is worth fighting for, all right? Because otherwise, I don't feel that this person here that is coming in, that is going to be, if you don't work on that, okay, and come up out of that energy of woe is me, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you may not even meet this person, or it may not be exactly what it is that you thought it was going to be. Okay. Or just maybe just not positive here. So I feel like, just nothing new. Okay. You want something that is going to be, here it is. You want something that is going to be worth putting in that effort for, putting your all in it. Because why? Because you put your all in you. Okay. And you're not going to waste your time or your energy or waste anybody else's time or energy either. Otherwise, I do feel like it will be just another bust. Okay. When it could have been something so positive and so great here. Okay. And I also feel like be realistic. Because just as you're realistic, you want to be realistic in regards to this is still a human being. Okay. People act like men's supposed to be Superman, goddamn. Like they can't have no flaws. They got to be this. They got to look like this. They got to have a chiseled chest, a chiseled face. They got to make $100 million a year. It's just the most ridiculous shit. As opposed to this is a man of honor who's, on the up and up. Okay. Doing well in life, taking care of himself, taking care of his business. Okay. And doing the best that he can. I'm not saying settle, but I am saying be wise. Okay. I feel that, and be realistic with who you are. And, be realistic with yourself. Okay. And I feel as though that I heard complimentary. Okay. When you take this time to do that with yourself and be grounded in yourself, it will be a complimentary fit, the reciprocity, the give and take. Okay. And that those will turn here in your favor. And I feel, no more immature, weak energies who just, want to maybe bump and grind. Okay, causing you misery. You understand what I'm saying? And bringing you into a place of maybe, anger and bitterness here, which is not a path that you want to be on. Okay, you want to avoid that tower, but the way to avoid that tower is this self-love here. Okay, I heard self-deification. Okay, I'm not telling you to do that, okay? Some people believe in that, some people don't. I just saying I heard that. But I feel like really what's being said is to put yourself first. Take care of yourself first. Love on yourself first. Know who you are first. Go after the things that you want in life. What are the things that you want in life? You know what I'm saying? What are your goals? Okay, what is your outlook? So on and so forth. And I feel as though you will have the victory that it is that you seek. Okay, in a relationship. All right. Let's see what we get from the Moonology deck for Libra. Libra, from the Moonology. Look, Libra, I'll pull this. Believe in the impossible here. Okay, Blue Moon, because that's what I say. I feel like you're in a space of, woe is me. This happened, that happened, this happened, that happened. Okay. Anything else for Libra here from the Moonology deck? Okay, also here, look, walk through your fears. All right, New Moon in Scorpio, walk through your fears. Okay, don't let them shits be obstacles to control you and stop you and make you feel like you can't build and make you feel like you can't be and exist in happiness and joy, even if you're with yourself for a while. Shit. I had a good time with myself. Always have. I was one of those people, like, when I was younger in high school and college, people, you go to the movies by yourself, you go out to eat by yourself. Hell yeah. Why shouldn't I? Don't you? Okay. I don't need to wait for anyone. I enjoy me. I enjoy people too. Okay. I enjoy others as well. Okay. Here we have, look at this, from the Precious Gems Oracle, Zebra Jasper. And the word is engagement. The card is 40. Your life path number might be 4. All right, Libra. Let's see what we have here, okay? Not just here, but present. Not just okay, but thriving. Not just enough, but a surplus of choice. Not just anything, but all I can be. Look at this. It's perfect. Not just settling, okay, for something because everything is in my reach. Not just turning up, but tuning in, okay? Not just responding, but anticipating and directing this day toward glory. Like all jasper, this stone is an opaque form of quartz. The zebra-like banding is due to inclusions of volcanic ash. Zebra jasper resonates with all the chakras, but particularly the root chakra. It is associated with the astrological signs of Gemini, Taurus, Libra, and Virgo, and the elements of earth, water, and air. Typically black and white, zebra jasper symbolizes the balance of opposites, such as female and male, light and dark. It is known to remedy apathy and create optimism in the face of adversity. Jasper is also a grounding stone. How many times did we say that? Ground, okay? That draws in scattered energies and focuses them toward positivity and problem solving. One of zebra jasper's greatest attributes is its ability to maintain our connection with nature and earth. When we are overthinking or have become too immersed in the spiritual, that overthinking, okay, it can help us to balance and ground. Get you some zebra jasper, Libra. Divinatory meaning, stepping out of a fog and re-engaging with activities and loved ones, being responsible for your emotions and outcomes, taking an active interest in your health, your well-being, and your future, focusing in on you. Affirmations, apathy has been replaced with optimism. I am grounded and attentive. I am focused enough to solve problems. I am in constant contact with nature and earth. All right, that was a beautiful reading. I certainly hope that resonated with some Libra. I ask that you all like, share, and subscribe. To those who have subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you have not, but you watch my videos, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, thumbs up, comment, come over, see what's happening here at I Am the Monat Tarot. You all have favor. Peace.